Beware of the outdoor and the indoor. Beware when you stay alone, particularly in the midnight. The town has witnessed 2 serial murders, and the source of the murders remain unknown. The newsreader has done her job perfectly by delivering my town's breaking news. Meanwhile, I was chopping some fresh onions to prepare my dinner. There was a mild downpour outside the window since it was a monsoon season. I sliced the onions into 2 halves and began chopping it very finely. I believed that the finely chopped onions goes very well with the meat soups. I barely listened to the television that was doing its best to warn me from any sort of hazards. I am working as a leading surgeon in a hospital and today is my week off. After enjoying the day as I wish, the dusk slowly consumed my hours of rest. The serial killer mainly targets the young women. The news reported that made me so curious, as I to a woman of my early 30s. So I raised the volume to 2 or 3 more points to listen to it carefully. Suddenly, I heard a knock on my main door. I had no idea on who was appeared from nowhere since I did not expect anyone then. I moved to check who was there and found a fair groom in his 40s. He wore an untidy coat and had a long beard and bloodshot eyes. I was startled to see him through my CCTV camera. But what was worse might be his sudden glare at me through the camera. My eyes became widened in fear, then I heard, "Excuse me, madam, sorry to disturb you. My car has struck in the rain. Could you let me in for 2 minutes? I need to warm up for a bit, please help me." From him. It took me 2 minutes to understand his words. He waited genuinely for my response. "Get off immediately or I will call the cops," I yelled at him. "Ma'am, even I too need their help. At least call them for help," he responded. His fearless reply confused me for a while. I mean, what type of serial killer will ask for cops' help? Trusting his words and considering his situation, I opened the door. The man gave me a gentle smirk. "Thank you," he greeted with a smile. I went in to grab him a towel, and he politely received it from me. I allowed him to sit on the couch for a while and went back to the kitchen. Meantime, I kept an eye on him. I prepared a cup of warm espresso for him to warm up. "You must be careful about the strangers. There may be a tiger in sheep's outfit," he commented in a coarse voice. I made no reply. "By the way, what are you doing? Are you alone?" Sipping the coffee mug, he approached me. "I am a surgeon," I replied and tried to avoid his contact. "You look so beautiful. By the way, that must be a tough job," he said. "That's not a tough one. The most complicated one is killing my patients and telling their relatives that I did the best to save them," I said and stared directly at his eyes. And I saw the fear witnessing his death before him. I then casually grabbed the kitchen knife to cut the meat for my soup. But where